one thing I pride myself in on this channel is if I don't like something, I don't tend to beat around the bush with it. If I got a problem with a game, if I got a problem with a company, I'm going to be outspoken about it. And when you're talking about first-party Nintendo titles, there are a lot of people that are scared to talk about it because Nintendo fans are very passionate, and they will get angry at you, and they will swarm you with mean comments and tell you you're a piece of crap and all this stuff. I don't care, okay? I'm not a Nintendo brand ambassador. I don't work with Nintendo. I am a free-willed individual, so everything I feel is what I feel, and I will say it. And let's be real, there's been a lot of things that I've liked from Nintendo in 2022, and then there's been things like Mario Strikers Battle League, which I have not touched that game in weeks. I don't ever see myself going back to that game because they screwed up the online so bad. So going into Splatoon 3, a lot of people had that worry in their mind that Nintendo was going to pull another Mario Strikers Battle League and just completely butcher the online, and it was going to be, you know, horrible and unplayable, stupid stuff, stupid decisions. And I said, relax. Okay, relax. When you look at a game like Mario Strikers Battle League, that's kind of like a complimentary game. It's not supposed to be a focus piece. When you look at a game like Splatoon and Splatoon 3, this is something that they've been building up upon. This is something that they've been building up upon since the Wii U with the first Splatoon game. And yes, that game was fun, but it lacked a lot of modes. It lacked a lot of different maps that you could play on. Splatoon 2 rectified some of that stuff, and people were worried that Splatoon 3 was just, oh, you know, it's just a sequel. It's just going to be more of the same. This could have been DLC. And I'm here to tell you, after spending way more time than I thought I would with the Splatoon Splatfest that happened for Splatoon 3 on August 27th, which was Saturday, this game, like I said, has Game of the Year potential. I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year, but I think when we're having that conversation, if somebody says, oh, well, I think Splatoon 3 could be Game of the Year, you can't look at them cockeyed. You can't look at them like they're crazy, because this is one of the best sequels that Nintendo has ever done for a multitude of reasons. First and foremost, you've been seeing me just sort of walking around the plaza, and we're probably into gameplay footage now of this game, but the graphics of the game, like, these look so much better than Splatoon 2. When I'm playing Splatoon 3 on my OLED Nintendo Switch in handheld mode, I'm literally blown away. This is one of the best looking first-party Nintendo games as far as texture crispness, as far as things going on within the levels. You know, this whole open area that you have to walk around for the Splatfest stuff, you know, it was amazing. And this is obviously going to be the area where you're going to the different shopkeepers and stuff like that. The Splatfest was pretty much, hey, there's weapons, you can choose your weapon, you can't really do much with the gear side of things, and you can just sort of get a feel for the weapons and a feel for the turf war stuff, and of course the fact that, you know, there are new weapons and new things to do within this game. So that's pretty much what this was all based on. I tried out a bunch of different weapons, liked some of them, didn't really get along with some of them. I'm not a roller guy, I've learned. I'm not a holy roller like Spirit Box. That roller was just not for me. That roller was not for me. But when you play this game, you quickly realize something. This is a highly polished experience. Let's be real, there's been tons of Nintendo online tests where they test online servers from stuff and they run like crap. Okay, they run like crap, they don't work how they're supposed to, and everything about Splatoon 3 just works in a way that you're almost surprised that this is a first-party Nintendo game. The new lobby system in this game is flawless. It's fantastic. And yes, I understand that pretty much every game since the Xbox 360 era has had an online lobby system, but we're talking about Nintendo here, okay? They're like 10 years behind the cusp when it comes to online gameplay, and this online lobby system works phenomenally. OJ from Player Essence was doing a stream with some Nintendo ambassadors, so the Antichrist of Nintendo, of course, had to jump in there to ruffle some feathers and stuff like that, and I joined them, and I played with OJ, and I think Evelyn from Nintendo K was in there, and Nintendo Fangirl was in there, so clearly I was the odd man out. I was respectful. I didn't go on voice chat or anything like that. I just played as a fourth, dominated, by the way, lots of first place finishes, leading the team to victory several times. But the lobby system just worked. OJ joined Nintendo Fangirl's lobby because I'm not friends with her. She doesn't even know who the hell I am, evidently, which that kind of hurt my ego a little bit. Like, geez, woman, come on, throw me a bone here. But OJ joined her. I joined OJ from that, and that was fine. That was it. We were all four of us. We played, and we played until we got tired of playing, and then we went our separate ways, and everything worked how it was supposed to. Everything worked how it was supposed to be in an online game. And then, of course, You have the meat and potatoes of the game, which is the gameplay. What has been changed? What is different? What is added to the game? If I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a huge Splatoon fan, okay? I played the first Splatoon game a lot. I enjoyed it. I played the second Splatoon game a lot. I enjoyed it. But I'm definitely more of a casual person. But even as a casual person, jumping into this, you're like, whoa, this feels a lot better. This feels a lot smoother. This feels a lot more responsive. The frame rate is a lot better and clear. There's no frame rate dips whatsoever. I had 0 frame rate dips the entire time I played this game. A 4-on-4 online game running on a Nintendo online server. No frame rate dips. I was on Wi-Fi the entire time. Even when I was down in my basement recording footage that you're seeing here of the games, I had no dips. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. This is pretty impressive. Every 2 hours, they would rotate out the map so that you could check out different maps. You're going to see a lot of the same map in this thing because really there's just 2 different choices between those 2 hours. I believe they will probably extend that a bit more in the full retail experience because I think that the last Splatoon 3 or Splatoon 2 had 3 different maps you could choose from. I could be wrong. It was 3 or 4, I think. I don't know. Maybe it was 2. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I played this game. But what I ended up experiencing was fun. It was fun. Everything about this game is fun. It's fun to do turf wars and splat the area. Do I want to focus on shooting people? Do I want to focus on splatting the area? Me personally, I like to focus on splatting the area. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. If you come in my face, I'm gonna shoot you and I'll shoot you down. But I prefer to just splat the area. And I just had so much fun playing this game, figuring out the new levels, figuring out where I had to go, jumping in with my teammates, trying to help them out of situations, trying out the new special abilities such as the crab thing where you're in like this crab tank and you could shoot or you could do like bombs in the crab tank. Everything just feels so good. There's so many different weapons to try out. There's so many different types of weapons that you can use, and the fact that we don't even have the gear implemented, which of course the gear does things like boost your stats on certain things. So if you want to play a certain style, you can play that certain style. I haven't even scraped the tip of the iceberg with all these weapons. I have not tried out all these weapons. There's literally like 3.5 pages of weapons to choose from in this game, and it's like, these sons of bitches finally did it. Nintendo finally did it. Now, yes, of course, if there was native voice chat, that would just put this game over the top. Take out your cell phone app or be a normal human and use Discord. But I think Nintendo's finally figured out a good formula for an online game. This is a game that even when it releases, you're going to have 12 different maps. You're going to have all these different game modes. You're going to have single player all on day one. We're going to say that Halo Infinite was a better game than this. Now, don't get me wrong, I still play Halo Infinite with the homies. You see me stream Halo Infinite over on the secondary channel, and it's been almost, a year since that game has come out, and it's still lacking in basic features and stuff like that. It didn't even come out with a single player experience. But all these review websites gave it, 87s and 88s. I think the Metacritic's at an 88 right now. If Splatoon 3 doesn't get higher than that, I have to question the sanity of all these websites because it's a better game. Yes, it's a different game, but at the end of the day, it's still a competitive shooting game where you're trying to either shoot people or shoot the area that you're in to get, ink points and all that sort of stuff to cover the map. And just the amount of content that this game is going to offer on day one, not even taking into account that there's going to be premium DLC, not even taking into account that there's going to be free updates for this game, just taking the game at face value on day one. Unless the story mode is like completely broken and for some reason the game launches and the servers just don't work whatsoever, I don't see how this game can't be in the Game of the Year contender category. How it can't be in the Game of the Year contender status. This is a sequel. Yes, it's not a reboot. It's not a refresh. It's not something that's completely taking the Splatoon concept and making something brand new with it. But this is the way a sequel should be done. You take upon what worked in the first few games, you find out what didn't work within the first few games, and you improve everything. You add more levels, you had more weapons, you had more different ways to play, you had more different game modes, you had all sorts of stuff to it. And they did it. They freaking did it. So I can't wait for this full version of the game. That little 12-hour window, I probably played like 5 or 6 hours of Splatoon 3, and I wasn't even going to check it out. John from Spawnwave was like, yo, make sure you play some of it today so that we could talk about it on the cast. And I was like, oh, because I'm filming this on Saturday. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll play a little bit. I just got sucked in, man. I'm having so much fun with this game. It's so polished. Everything works and everything just looks great and everything feels great and plays great. All those people who said, oh, it looks just like Splatoon 2 DLC, like, you're losing credibility with me. Once you play this game, if you still feel that way, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, because even as a casual Splatoon fan, even as someone who's very casual with the franchise, I understand what this game is doing. I see the vision here. I understand what they've built with this, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Hats off, Nintendo. You did something really good with this game, and I cannot wait for the full retail release so that I can check out everything the game has to offer. The single player stuff, the salmon run stuff, the different game modes that you can play, even a little stupid puzzle game. Like, I want to check it out, man. I want to check out everything this game has to offer. So this game, you know, it definitely was flying under my radar a little bit. I was going to pick it up. I was going to play it on day one because I do like Splatoon, but I didn't expect to have this much fun with it. And the fact that I'm having this much fun in just the limited amount of time that the Splatfest offered, I can't imagine how much fun I'm going to have with the full experience of this game. So you lost your chance to play the Splatfest, so now you can just hear me gush about it, and you can see some of my gameplay footage. I'm not the best Splatoon player. I never claimed to be, but I get the job done. I get the job done, baby. That's what RGT does, and I did make a post in the game that says sub to RGT85, because I'm a shameless self-promotion whore, because you have to be in this business. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on Splatoon 3. Give me your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? And if so, why? Because I'm genuinely curious, if you did not like this demo, what you didn't like about it. Because to me, this is freaking fantastic. Freaking fantastic. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.